Good morning, children. Last week we spoke about Ezra, and we also mentioned Nehemiah. Nehemiah was a rich nobleman who served the king of Persia. Now, Nehemiah one day heard bad news about Jerusalem, that its walls were broken down and that God's enemies could attack the people living there. And this made him sad. And the king saw that Nehemiah was sad, and he said, Nehemiah, what is wrong? Why are you looking sad? Do you know what Nehemiah did? Even as he was talking to the king, he prayed to God. He said, Oh God, please let the king grant my request. And then he asked the king, O king, the walls of Jerusalem, the city of my people, these walls are broken down, and the city is defenseless, and the enemies can come and attack the people living there. Please may I go back to Jerusalem and build the walls? And the king said yes, and he even helped Nehemiah with various things. And he sent Nehemiah down to Jerusalem. So Nehemiah went down to Jerusalem, and soon after he arrived, he started to build the walls. Now, when the enemies of God's people heard that the walls were being built, they decided to attack the city soon, before the walls were up, before the people were protected. And Nehemiah heard about this. So once again he prayed to God. And then he told all the builders to wear a sword at their side. And he told all the people who were carrying the mortar and other things that were needed for the building of the walls, they must also carry a sword in their hand. You see, Nehemiah believed that we should pray, and then in faith we should work out things that are needed to be done. And that's the way God wants us to do things. He wants us to pray about our problems, and then in faith to do the things that need to be done. And so in this COVID-19 situation, we should pray to God that God would keep us safe. And then in faith, we do the things that need to be done, which at this time really is just staying at home. Back to Nehemiah, the walls were soon built. And once the walls were built, Nehemiah called all of God's people together. And Ezra the priest read them God's law, and they worshipped God together. Also in Nehemiah's time, there was a prophet called Malachi. And Malachi wrote the last book of the Bible. And after Malachi, there was 400 years of silence. That means that there were 400 years in which God didn't send any direct message until one day after those 400 years. Well, come back next week